Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for assisting. I will try to do my best in English. It's not my mother language, but I will apologize in advance. So I'm here to talk a little bit about softgels. And I don't want to repeat the same old story. I will just mention it. So there's two questions that what we are going to talk about today is why softgels and why HC Clover, which is one of our best partners in the world, and he's here in Spain. I'm former Vice President of Sales of Changsung Softgel Systems in South Korea. So why softgels? The well-known advantages of softgels, everybody knows, we won't stop much here, is that we have a precise dosage form, we have a great appearance, we have higher viability in this dosage form. It's tamper-proof, that is very difficult to falsify or duplicate. It's easy to swallow. We have more identification options in size and colors and shapes. And it's printable and has excellent stability. So all the softgel manufacturers around the world enhance and talk about these characteristics, but not everybody talk about other advantages and other characteristics that softgels have today. So we have more options than in any other pharmaceutical form without adding additional steps to the manufacturing process. We have the chance to formulate fast delivery softgels, chewable softgels, enteric softgels, and extended release softgels. The softgels are adding value to the traditional pharmaceutical forms. And we have APIs that can act faster and have the consumer preference. And this is an ideal pharmaceutical form for pain relievers, anti-inflammatory drugs, antihistaminic drugs, and all the applications requiring higher viability. So more than 40% of the new chemical entities that are coming out into the market are they have poor permeability and poor solubility. And when we formulate in a softgel, we have a better chance to improve this permeability and this solubility. Softgels are ideal for improving the solubility and the permeability for new formulations. We have this classification known worldwide, and examples of these low solubility softgels. This is a little bit messy. I don't know why. It's probably the software. Ibuprofen is a class 2 that has high permeability and low permeability. We have class 4, like cyclosporin, and we have class 3, cyclovir, ranitidine. Those are just few examples of formulations that have been done in softgels and have improved the permeability and solubility. Softgels are ideal to add value in many aspects. We can develop new products and improve new chemical entities and improve the performance of these new products by developing in softgel. Softgel is not well known, so it's not so easy to reproduce or copy to make a generic. Another good idea to add value to the products is to transfer some generic formulations from the traditional pharmaceutical forms to the softgel form and add value to those products that are losing market because the price is too low. Well, softgels is an old story with new horizons. The new softgel formulations and accumulated knowledge are leading to break paradigms and create new paradigms. We're talking that the rules for making softgels or formulate softgels have changed significantly. It's not the same old chess game. What we thought in the past that was an unbreakable rule is not an unbreakable rule anymore. We're breaking these rules and we're making new things in an old pharmaceutical form. The process of softgels has become a complex art. It's not a complex science. It's not an art anymore. There is still many people talking about the softgel manufacturing as an art. It's a complex science, and the science can be proven and reproduced. So this is the answer why HC Clover. Why Softgels with HC Clover in Spain? HC Clover has the science of the softgel manufacturing and developing. HC Clover knows and has the understanding of each product process. We have to know three things to dominate the process. One, where are the variability of the process? What are the critical variables? Manage these variables and control these variables, and make sure that the quality attributes of the product can be predicted and controlled. When we achieve this, then we have the master on the pharmaceutical form. HC Clover has 5 continuous manufacturing lines capable to manufacture more than 2 billion capsules of 1 gram per year. If we talk about smaller capsules, the capacity is even higher. HC Clover makes the synergy between the tradition and the innovation. What does that mean? That means that we are using the accumulated knowledge of over 70 years in the softgel business to innovate and transform this knowledge into new things. We have the technology, which is the applied knowledge to the everyday life. We have the innovation, which is doing things that have never been done before. We have this experience that I have been talking before, and the tradition that is the respect of what has been done well in the past. So we are not discarding what has been done well in the past. HC Clover has its own research and development facilities. They have their own equipment, not to disturb the daily operations of the manufacturing with the new developments that allow us to give services of technology transfer, contractual manufacturing, unique formulation development, and faster reaction times. We have our own stability chambers. We can add to the research and development process. Precise and reliable encapsulation technology provided from South Korea with a non-stop evolution. That means that changes and innovations in the process never stop. We have this process analytical technology that has been implemented in the facility. We are taking information from the quality assurance department in real time. So we are controlling our process in real time, and we are perfectly capable to see this online. We can control from the temperature of the rooms, the differential pressure of the rooms, to the seam rate of the capsules, and look at it and look at the data on the same moment that is happening. Our facility has been designed to have inline drying, so that means that we do not use trays for drying anymore, and we are the first manufacturing facility in the world that applies this technology to hydrophilic and non-hydrophilic products. That's not easy to achieve this. This breaks the bottleneck of the process and help us have better manufacturing times. HC Clover has GMP world-class facilities that comply with the European standards, and it's an advantage to have a European company that is capable to produce for Latin America, for the US, and the rest of the world. HC Clover has also invested and developed the unique gelatin reclaim system in Europe. It's the only company in Europe that is capable to reuse the gelatin scrap from the food supplements. And it's beginning a breakthrough to make the softgel manufacturing a green process that is not going to pay for waste anymore. This is a picture of the installation in Spain for gelatin scrap recovery. We are capable to recover 95 to 99% of the gelatin that comes out from the gelatin encapsulation process. This is a chromatographic assay that was done 5 years ago in Korea, where we have reclaimed the gelatin up to 6 times, and we can get the same molecular weight with molecular purity in the HPLC. It's how it looks before the microfiltration, after microfiltration, and after ultrafiltration. So why Softgels? Why HC Clover? Because we have the synergy of the technology and the innovation, and we can assure the efficacy and safety of the softgels we produce in Spain. So that's a brief presentation of what we have for you together with Changsung and HC Clover in Spain. If anybody has any question or comment, please take your tomatoes out and throw them. Yes, please. Okay, we can spend the time on the questions.
I have a question regarding the recycled gelatin. How do you prevent the cross-contamination? I mean, when you...
How do you prevent what?
The cross-contamination, because that gelatin mass is from the previous batch. Now you use it for the next batch.
Let's talk about the gelatin reclaim. The gelatin reclaim process divided into two categories, okay? There's two pieces. One is the technology to recover the gelatin, and the other are the operations. Because the gelatin reclaim system is a manufacturing facility by itself. So you have to apply the GMP rules in the operations. You have to have a track of the batches of the gelatin net that you are introducing as a raw material, and you have to document the process with your profile, with your files, and after that, you have to have the tracking of it. A very interesting thing about the gelatin reclaim system is that regardless that the technology allows you to recover it many times, it's not cost efficient to do it many times. So we can say that more than 2 times is adding cost to the process instead of getting cost out of it. So if you apply the regular GMP standards and you document your process as a pharmaceutical process, you won't have any issue with cross-contamination. And it means cleaning, it means manufacturing campaigns, it means segregation of product that is done as in any other pharmaceutical factory. Let me tell you one very interesting thing, which is gelatin reclaim system at the moment is being used for food supplements. If you really want to use it for a pharmaceutical application, the full development of the product needs to be done with the reclaimed gelatin. So it's a very good option for some large generic products to consider the gelatin reclaim and making the development again with reclaimed gelatin. If you make the numbers of the cost of redoing the development and the money that is coming back from certain products that have a very punished, narrow profit, you will be surprised of how many of these products can pay back. Examples of it, ibuprofen, I think is one of the most large, widely manufactured capsule in the world, in the pharmaceutical industry. Naproxen, paracetamol. These products could pay back for a project like this if you have the track of the same scrap for the same product, and we can easily make the, well, not easily, but logically and technically feasible to make the protocol for the development with reclaimed gelatin. Because you have chromatographic purity and you have physical chemical tests that can prove that the product is going to work and is similar to the original one. Because you practically are using the same molecule. And in some cases, you are getting even better material than the original one. So I don't know if I answered your question.
Yes, thank you.
Anybody else have some other question? I'm better answering questions than making presentations. No? Well, just let me add a little bit more, because for me it's easier to talk. I have 10 more minutes, right? So it's easier to talk without a guide. So let me talk about the real advantages in the present and in the future. The challenges for the softgel industry are in added value. The added value of changing a traditional generic form to a softgel and be possible to apply for an application patent that could make a much better and much better performance product. An example of this could be omeprazole. The omeprazole is a well-known product, free of patent, that is compared with the esomeprazole, which is an isomer molecule of the omeprazole. And the main difference between each other is that the bioavailability of the esomeprazole is 60%, and the bioavailability of the omeprazole is 30%. If you change the omeprazole to softgel into a lipid formulation, you can enhance this bioavailability and be comparable to the esomeprazole. So the company doing this will get a better profit for an added value product, and the consumer won't have to pay for a more expensive molecule. So it's a technical example of profit transferring one product to softgel. So it can be a complementary product for these extended release formulations. The other challenge is to take over interesting projects of new chemical entities that are not enough soluble or permeable, that are going, if you put it in a softgel, you can make a more effective, reliable product with a higher added value and more difficult to duplicate in the future for those ones that are willing to have a generic of it. So the level of investment to do that will be much higher. So that gives you two examples of added value in transferring a generic or developing a new chemical entity into a softgel. What is interesting about what we're doing in Spain is we are breaking paradigms. We are breaking the laws. We are doing new things that nobody has done before. We are drying over probably 25, 30 different kind of formulations online. So we're not using trays anymore. The cleaning is easier, the process control is easier, the drying is faster, the delivery times for our customers have been improved significantly, and then we have proven that we can have the same efficacy and efficiency in our products. Of course, there is some science behind it. You cannot just dry and line every product. There are some variables to handle and manage, and Clover has done an excellent job implementing the process control in line. So you can go to the factory and see how the people is controlling the critical variables in real time. And you can go to the PC in your desk, you can see the temperature of the area, you can see the humidity of the area, you can see the seam rates of the batches being produced in that moment. It's something that is not happening anywhere in the world. It's happening here in Spain, in a European company. Well, I think the second speech was better. Thank you very much.